Hello, both sides of the conversation family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm both sides of the conversation's marketing director and graphics design specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we are about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both sides of the conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome, everybody, to Both Sides of the Conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday, so you know what that means. This is our Hidden Gem segment. Phenomenal lineup tonight. We have a full house. We are packed tonight. But with that being said, I want to go over some of the announcements for here at Both Sides of the Conversation and to community. I want everybody to know, listen up, this is real talk, no joke. This ain't no Halloween trick or treat. Both Sides of the Conversation this Sunday will be our last Sunday conversation as we'll start closing down some of our conversations. We have Hidden Gems next week, a couple panelists. We're going to start moving around and we'll do some educational Thursdays. But due to the financial restraints, organizational things that we need to do to restructure our organization, we're going to be closing down our live 3 shows. So y'all get this right now. I want to make sure, because community, when I talk, they always miscue the words. Both sides of the conversation ain't going anywhere, okay? But we're going to be doing some restructuring for financial support, building some capacity. We need some pay staff. We need support. And, as you all know, for all you that's been watching over this time, you all know that I take care of the responsibility financial on this platform, as well as the folks here. And we're definitely going to need support moving forward. The model that we have, we've been doing a number of in-kind service to the community. We have continued on our mission of making sure that this platform stay free to our community, as we know our community need the services and resources and information, as well as the education awareness that we bring to the community. But financially is just, we at a point where we need support, we need help. But we're going to keep pushing forward. So I just want everybody to know, for all of our vendors, people that we are doing contract work with, all of that work will continue to happen. We're not going anywhere. For those paid subscribers, you will get your services. But our in-kind 3 live shows a week that we're doing with our educational Thursdays, our Hidden Gems and Sunday Conversation will be coming to a halt, as we will be revamping our organization. And again, we vowed to try to keep it free, but we're at a point now where we have to make an organizational decision to monetize and do different things so that we can get paid staff. We're looking for space, and we do have a Hidden Gem here that said we could do some of our mentoring program at their facility. So people are stepping up, but it's just going to take us some time. And I think a lot of stuff's happening, and it's just a good time for everybody that know my mom passed. There's a lot of things happening, and I think this is just a great time to kind of slow some of the things down, because we want to provide a high quality service to our community. And everybody knows that I love my people, I love my community, and I'm going to do anything above and beyond to make sure that our community have what it needs. But we have to get the right staff. We have to be able to pay the staff so that we can continue to provide high quality resources, information, and marketing outreach to our community. I know a lot of people are like, wow, you guys do so much. You're bringing the community together. We see the changes. We see the events. People are getting information, and we're going to continue to do it. with our social media handles. We'll still be taking flyers, helping get that information out to the community. All our dream keepers, you guys will still have your personal space to come on here. It's just the consistent shows that we're doing. We have to stop and revamp, and we will revamp. And every good organization out there has to take some time to stop and redirect and reorganize and move the organization forward. But for all the haters out there that's gonna say, "Oh, see, I told y'all they wouldn't go last, they going away." No, we here. We ain't going nowhere. But we're just going to make sure that we start structuring the organization in a way that can move us forward. And we need paid staff, we need space, we need transportation. A lot of the things that you all see that we do in the community, feeding those in needs, our unhoused folks. A lot of the things that we do, a lot of people know it's a lot of personal money that I do to help support people in the community. And we just need support. We always believe in reciprocity here. I've done my part and lived up and try to do as much as I can. I ain't rich, okay? I ain't Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos. I only can do so much. I got a daughter graduating this weekend from nursing school, so hopefully when she makes all this money, she can help her dad out. But we gonna do what we can do. But we appreciate you all here. You all know I'm one of those executive directors that I'm in the community. I'm in the streets. I don't hide behind the desk. I'm out there, and I'm always transparent with the community. I never want my community to feel like they're misled or they misguided. I always want to be upfront, transparent. But we are at a position right now where we have to make organizational change to have sustainability, to continue to impact the community the way we have. We appreciate all the support and love. People have been emailing me, but at this point, we are going to have to take a step back as we're going to be trying to focus on funding and foundations and things of that nature. We already have people saying, "Hey, they'll help do this," but we got to get to a point where we can really have sustainability in the community, and that's what we're about. I'm not here to start stuff and leave my community stranded, but we're going to do our part, and I know our community will. I always tell people I get frustrated. If we can raise $500,000 for Frank Somerville at KTV News, y'all can help both sides of the conversation, and we can talk about the Black and brown issues all day on this platform. So don't just support other people. Make sure you support your local media, because I heard a lot of people complaining like, he's trying to talk about Black issues and Black girls' mission and all this. We can do that here at both sides of the conversation. The way y'all band together for KTVU, Frank Somerville, band together for you for both sides of the conversation, and we can have those conversations all the time consistently about the people in our community, and we will do that. So with that being said, enough. I hate sad stories. Y'all know me that really know me. I'm very prideful. I'm not a person I like to ask, but I have to be transparent and true to my community, and I will always do that here at both sides of the conversation. With that being said, just going to jump into some community announcements. As everyone knows, and if you don't know, maybe you live under a rock, former Secretary Colin Powell passed away at 84 years old. And I just want people to know this, because I know in our community there's a lot of miscued information. So he was COVID vaccinated, but he did die because of cancer and COVID related stuff. Okay. So a lot of people, I hear him out there already saying, "See, this is why I'm not getting vaccinated. People still dying." There's other medical conditions that took place that actually caused him to pass away. So I just wanted to make sure community know that, because sometimes in our community, we get told these false narratives, and then people are like, "See, why should I get it?" And a lot of times I wish the messaging from our media does change, because a lot of these people who do die from COVID related issues usually have some kind of underlying health conditions as well. So just want to put that out there and make sure community is known, because I know we're still afraid to get the vaccination and things of that nature. But that is just very important information I want to get to the community. With that being said, the FDA moves to make some hearing aids available without prescription. This is a great win for our disability community. Y'all know here at both sides of the conversation, I don't play. I love my people that have disabilities, and I'm always looking to fight and advocate for them. So this is going to help out to allow Americans to get hearing aids and support without a prescription. That is just great, phenomenal stuff that's happening. We're always going to advocate for our peoples with disability on this platform, as well as our women and any other disadvantaged group. But again, I just want to put that out there. Very, very important stuff. With that being said, some of the community announcements that's taking place. We had a phenomenal weekend this past weekend. Many events going on across the city. It was Phoenix Day, number of events that was happening. So just excited to continue to see our communities doing things to provide for our communities. But the neighborhood Mission Neighborhood Center is starting their it already started the fatherhood group from Tuesdays. I guess started from Thursdays 5 to 6:30 p.m. It's a virtual Zoom invite. If you would like to be a part of that, please reach out to Jesus Ramos. I'll get the information up on the screen, as well as this information will be on our social media handles. Great to see fatherhood groups happening in our community. You know, in the Black and brown community, we are always impacted with single families, and sometimes our fathers don't get the support like some of the women groups, and just nice to see them putting that together so that our father and men of the community could get involved and be a part of their children's life. So phenomenal stuff. Also, they're going to be doing a construction ramp program. The orientation starts on the 18th, or the 18th was yesterday. I'm getting mixed up on my dates, but they're going to be training all week. So reach out to them as well. They're going to be doing stuff from 4 to 5 p.m., 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., quick drop-in clinics to learn some construction stuff to get employment. As we know, employment is happening. Issues are happening across the border in this country. With that being said, the East Oakland Collective, shout out to them today. They did a phenomenal job feeding our families, getting them groceries, and they also gave out 331 cases of diapers to our community. If you don't know, maybe you're living in a bubble. Inflation is hitting our country hard. The cost of the grocery store is going up. Things are costing. So these sometimes items that we don't think about is really impacting our families financially. So shout out to them for being able to get those diapers out to our community, help some of our folks in the community, because we know it's needed. They're going to continue to do their feeds every day, Mondays and Wednesdays. And Fridays, they got a 12 p.m. catered meals only. And then every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m., they do groceries and catered meal. Phenomenal organization doing amazing things to impact our community. You could go there. They have pantry stuff, home supplies, toilet tissues. I mean, they are helping the community. And we need organizations like East Oakland Collective to get highlighted for that work, especially right now in the financial times that we are in a crisis in this country. So if anybody thinks that money and things are just flowing easy, believe me, there's some people out there who are struggling. We see it every day on the streets. So shout out to East Oakland Collective for the work that they're doing. Also, there's going to be a weekend wellness for the yoga and Tai Chi, October 23rd. The registration already opened up. It'll be from, it looks like 11 to 2. We'll get that information up the website for you guys to check out if you want to be a part of that. Also, the OMI Cultural Participation Project is happening with the Invest Black. They're having a sneaker ball Friday, November 12th, located at the Mini Louis Ward Rec Center on 650 Capitol Avenue in San Francisco. The doors open at 5:30. The show starts from 6 to 8. They're going to have a DJ, food, line dance, and a number of things. Shout out to our OMI people, Maurice Rivers, and the whole OMI collective over there, as they are impacting our community, organizing and showing the city how it's done to just work together, even when we have differences. So it's very important stuff. From the heart, my sister Micah Peakson is having a Halloween costume contest October 31st from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. So if you have young people up there on the hill in Common Court, please go up there and see them. They're going to be doing stuff for our young people, food, raffles, and things of that nature. So please get up there and enjoy some of that stuff. Also, this Saturday, we're going to have our African American Arts and Culture District are having another Humbre block party at Cafe Envy. Phenomenal event where they be honoring one of our local DJs, producers, TC Weatherspoon. So if you have time from 3 to 7, please get out there, support the brother TC. He is always bringing great music to our community, and he's been one of those guys behind the scenes helping a lot of our local artists do their thing. So just proud of him and glad to see the things that he's doing to impact our community. And then on the 30th, they're going to have another Halloween car candy event happening at Cafe Envy as well. And that information, we'll have that going out. So we're just happy and excited to see our young people in this pandemic is still going to get out and have a little bit of life and trick-or-treating. So that's nice stuff. There's going to be a Christian ministry studio. They're going to have the Thank God for Laughter. I guess this is a Christian comedy show that's going to be happening, located at 2200 Ronald Road in Livermore. The doors will open at 5 p.m. The show starts at 6. So if you love Christian comedy, I think that'll be a great place for you to check out some great gospel comedy. Nice things over there. This Saturday, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., the Avbear Ethic Toy Drive is happening at 1607 Ocean Avenue. If you would like to donate a toy and make some young person excited for this holiday season, as so many families are being impacted financially, that'll be a great deed to you. Please go over here and drop off a toy for our young folks for this holiday season. And then the Ocean Ave Halloween Block Party is happening Saturday, October 23rd. From 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Faxon Ave between Ocean and Devonport. Please reach out to Maurice Rivers. We'll get his information up on the screen as soon as possible. But that is going on. With that being said, we already gave you the both sides of the conversation, update information so everybody knows what's happening. But this Thursday, we will still have another educational Thursday. We're going to have a brother come on here and do a powerful presentation. So we're looking forward to seeing him this Thursday. And then this Sunday at 2 p.m., we're going to have our domestic violence conversation. As you all know, this is October, and it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We got some phenomenal women that are going to come on here and talk about their stories, tell true testimonies and things of that nature. They're going to come with support resources for folks in our community who are impacted by domestic violence. As you all know, during this pandemic, there has been a heavy increase of domestic violence in the Black and brown community. And we need to stop that. And we're going to talk about it. How do we support? And we'll get resources for that information. Very, very important stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to close my mouth now. Enough community announcements. And I'm going to bring up my brother Nate. And we're going to go ahead and introduce our tonight's hidden gem, our first hidden gem tonight, and get started. But brother Nate, happy to see you here, man. We got a couple more of these hidden gem shows. Can you hear me? Go ahead, Nate. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, John. Hey, man. First, I just want to say, man, I appreciate you, man, and I think that you are undervalued in our community. But I understand, the reasonings. I run a nonprofit as well, and I know this free stuff sometimes takes a toll. But I want to say from the bottom of my heart, man, that you have been an asset and a blessing to the community. And whatever, once I get my dream building up, you got office space there, and whatever you need, I'm here for you. I just wish that you're right. The community should rally around you like we rally around, Frank Somerville, which is a cool brother. Don't get me wrong, but he ain't one of us. So let's rally around you. So it is what it is, man. I know you're gonna keep it going and keep everything up. So let's just get this show on the road, man, and let's do it.
Hey, man, powerful words. You know what they say in the old church house? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. And we will still do the work no matter what. But thank you for those kind words, Nate, and just happy. And again, we still going to be out in the community. Please don't think Erica, we're just shutting down the doors and thinking that Erica, both sides of the conversation is going away.
Okay, go ahead now.
We're going to be here. And you got to mute yourself, Nate. We still gonna be here, and Nate, I'll be out there this Friday to support your young people, your junior warriors, man. We are proud of you, and I'm going to continue to do my stuff to support our young people and make sure that our community is impacted. We won't never stop that, but we do have to make some changes. So thank you, Nate. With that being said, we're going to bring up Miss Katie. She's coming all the way from Houston. She's going to introduce herself to the community. For all y'all that just say both sides of the conversation is a San Francisco Bay Area organization. We touch the world, baby, and we're gonna let y'all know tonight. Miss Katie is here, and she's gonna come introduce herself to the community. Let everybody know what she's doing, how she's impacting the people across the globe.
Absolutely. So I met Nada, who is your, I believe, marketing director. My name is Katie Montani. I've worked in educational equity for about 20 years now. I'm based in Houston, but the organization I work for, actually I work for several, but we are nationwide. We started in Philly. I was a teacher pre-Katrina in New Orleans, Louisiana, through Teach for America. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but since then I've been working to try and create educational equity across Texas with principal groups, coaching teachers, principals, and even right now through another organization, coaching principals in Florida around an anti-racism framework called Courageous Conversations About Race. So either of those things, that or Springboard Collaborative, which I'm about to talk to you tonight, I would love for you to reach out to me. I actually don't know how to comment here, but I will get you my information after this. I also have a cat who is not going to leave me alone. It's all good. I'm originally from Ohio. I went to Michigan State, go green. I went to New Orleans to teach, and I've lived in the South since then. The reason I'm here tonight is when you talk about financial sustainability, my mission in life is educational equity. And the reason for that is because I believe that Black and brown children don't get the same education as their more affluent peers. And that's wrong. And we need to work on that. We've been trying to work on that, I suppose. But when I was introduced to Springboard Collaborative, it changed my my hope and belief. And my why really is because I believe humans as people deserve equal opportunity. And I believe that if we don't provide the right education at the right time at a very early age, from pre-kindergarten through third grade, that's not going to happen. And I'm going to throw some statistics out there. If you don't read on grade level by fourth grade, you are 13 times more likely to drop out of high school. You are only 9% of people who do not read on grade level by fourth grade graduate college. And for me, that is completely unacceptable. It starts with our young babies and our future. And that's something that I feel like is really important. That's why I came here tonight. And so I want to just share with you really briefly what Springboard Collaborative does. They started in Philly many years ago. We work with many districts. I myself was a program director for a reading program in California this year that worked with 236 Black children only, who grew double the amount of reading growth in just 5 weeks. And that right there is super impactful. That's why I'm here tonight. We have partnerships with LA Unified, Baltimore, DC. We are breaking through in Texas right now. I live in Houston, Texas, and have worked in the Texas education system for over 15 years. I'm going to show you a brief video, but I think the reason Springboard Collaborative has been so successful is it starts with our parents. Without our parents knowing how to teach their children how to read at a young age, and I'm going to say some things you may never have heard, like phonemic awareness, blending, sight words. These are words that educators use, and I say that because parents, I know firsthand, don't know how to teach their kids how to read. And so I think one thing that's really special about Springboard Collaborative is that we coach and teach parents how to read with their children, how to teach them how to read. They prioritize reading at home for a certain amount of minutes. We provide them books, we provide them coaching. And so it's really empowering parents to empower their young babies how to read on grade level, which will set them up for success for the rest of their lives. And so we're a nonprofit. We're always raising money, as you guys are here, but we are available to any school district. And it's a 5 to 10 week accelerator, which means like we are either a program inside school, that's an intervention program, or after school or during the summer. So it's a supplement to what kids already get in school. And through our program, not only do we accelerate these students' reading, but really it's about the parents. It's about investing and empowering the parents to get their children to read. And so I'd like to show you a brief video about Springboard Collaborative. And my whole point here is that we are available to anyone. And I want you to talk to your school board or your principal, anyone that you can, because when you think about financial sustainability of our Black and brown children, and I know that I am a white woman in America, and that is okay, because this is what I want to be. This is the work that is important to me. I want as a human being for everyone to be able to get the equal opportunity to have a good life. And because of that, I would really like for you all to see Springboard Collaborative's testimonials. Talk to your principals, talk to your House of Representatives, talk to any leaders that you can, because I think this is the linchpin to actually getting our kids who are very, very young to be able to read on grade level by 4th grade. So before I keep going, I'm going to pause for the cause and ask, are there any comments or questions before I show you this brief video?
No, not at this time. You fine.
All right, here we go. Can you see this?
Yep, we can see it. It's up.
And then let me know if you can hear it.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Springboard makes sure that they make the parents learn how to teach their children, and that in turn gives them not only a teacher in the classroom, but a teacher at home. It's a rarity for other programs to incorporate teaching the parents about the reading skills rather than just the students, and Springboard does that.
It actually felt great finally to have a program that involved the parents' opinion, involved our time, involved us in our children's education. This gave us an opportunity to be a part of that learning process and to kind of help them set an expectation that we all could be involved in. It was almost like a homework for the family. And that triggered us to develop certain habits and skills together about learning, being consistent, about our approach to education, not just for our children, but as a whole.
I love that the parents can get involved and you can actually show them what to do to help their students at home to get to that next level. It helps the parents take out some of the guesswork. It's starting out with the beginning reading stages of reading. And so now the parents know exactly what we're doing, and it helps them relate to the children at home. And so you're working together, so it's like cohesive.
Engaging with the teachers has been awesome. I love being able to have that type of connection, that partnership with the teacher, being more involved. Let me know so we can work together. I like that. It's been good.
Well, for me as a program lead, I meet with a coach every week, and then I meet with the staff that works under me every week. I have trainings with them. We go through the program expectations. We discuss the attendance, any hiccups that we're having, exciting news from the program. I bring that information back to the other teachers in the program, and we kind of adjust the curriculum to fit our students. So Springboard is very much a hands-on partner with the staff that works with them.
The reading every day, we did not read every day because reading was a struggle. The fact that Springboard encourages you to read every day with your children helped us to develop a habit of reading. So now they're enthused. And once you do anything for a long period of time, it becomes a habit. The habit of reading helped us tremendously. It was not something we developed on our own. It was through Springboard's tips that we developed that.
The most recently moment was the last workshop we had last week, and my daughter, they was clapping the syllables of the word, and she just caught on so fast, and it just didn't take her no time to really understand, okay, this is what you want me to do. I understand it. I know these words, and it's easy. I know how to sound out how many syllables. And she could tell me how many syllables before she even said the word.
One of the most memorable moments that we had as a family that we knew Springboard was working, we were reading and the girls began to fight over whose turn was next to read. It was at that moment when we knew Springboard had made a huge difference in our reading at home.
Education, to me, starts outside of school. It starts at home with your parents, with the adults and children that you interact with, because a lot of our children don't just learn from us. They learn from their mom, but they learn from their sisters and brothers and cousins. And when we take the time to educate the family, it helps them to spread that knowledge around the city, around the world, because it's not just limited to the classroom.
Wow, phenomenal information. I guess we need Springboard everywhere. We big here at both sides of the conversation on education. We believe our kids should be reading 30 minutes minimum a night. But the financial literacy part, you caught my attention. I think that is one of the biggest pieces that we got to get back in our school systems as well as in our families to teach that financial literacy. And that's something that we always bring here on our Educational Thursdays to the community to try to impact our community with that type of information, because we know the only way that we're going to move forward is getting that financial literacy and that information to our community to get ownership, to bring that true equity in our community. So that's very powerful stuff that you all are doing. So we're looking forward.
So John, real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I really can't comment. I want to put the website and my information, but I can't. So can somebody do it for me?
We already been putting the information up there on the screen. We have it up there.
Oh, great.
It's been going on. It just came off.
Thank you. I couldn't see it
because I'm gonna forget about you. Springboard everywhere.
I'm like, you need to help kids. So yeah,
we want to definitely get that information out to the community. If we have any people within our organization or anybody calling us to get the information, we'll definitely make sure that we get it out. Thank you for tuning in. Wade from Houston, you're not a hidden gem anymore. Springboard is not hidden. We're going to talk about it. We're going to look it up and see if that's something that we could put in our school systems. We'll definitely have our folks look into it and see how it is. We've been having people comment. Renata has been saying that's a great program for the community. So that's great to see. We always looking for new ideals and new models, especially here in California. As we know, our educational system out here is not so great. And they're talking about cutting more money, as I was on one of the budget calls, and they're talking about cutting another $120 million from our school here in San Francisco. So thank you very much for coming on. We'll continue to get this information out. If anybody reaches out to us to get that information, we'll make sure they get it. Thank you for coming on, taking your time from Houston to come on and give our community that information. Very, very important stuff as we continue to advocate for education and financial literacy. So thank you for that snippet, and we'll keep in touch. And maybe once we come back, maybe we'll get some funders who support us and we get our programming back. We can have you come and do an Educational Thursday presentation.
Yep. And I'll be talking to Renata about that funding, because there's definitely funding available. We just need to tap into it. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm really honored, John. I can't thank you enough. I really I'm hoping that Springboard Collaborative can be spread across the nation, because as Mary Rivers said, our babies, our babies, our pre-K through third graders, they need a fighting chance. And this is it.
Phenomenal stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you for being a hidden gem. You're not so hidden now. Community all across the country is going to see Springboard, and we're going to see if we can get those in our schools. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you so much.
All right, community. With that being said, we got to hurry up because these sisters is trying to get out of here. I think they're trying to cook, but they ain't getting me no meal tonight. So I got to figure out what they're doing. But tonight we have three phenomenal sisters to come on and talk about some of the things that they're doing for community. They have an amazing business. I think it's three sisters, but we're going to find out. But they're going to cook something. I need some food, y'all. Hello, Miss Dominique and the sisters. These are all sisters,
Hello.
Y'all. Okay?
Hi. All right. So
that sounded kind of good. Hold on, say that again.
Hey. Put us on the spot.
Well, they sound like in vogue or something.
Right. That's what I was like. It was all secretized. Well, go ahead. I know. I'm sorry for taking so long.
It's all right.
But go ahead and tell the community what y'all got going on, y'all sisters, how the community can support y'all and what y'all doing. And I definitely will support you here at both sides of the conversation. But go ahead and introduce yourself to the community.
Well, I'm Dominique Kittles. I'm D'Angela Kittles.
I'm Precious Kittles.
And we are Royalty Canvases Sip and Paint. So what we do is we do sip and paints all around the Bay Area. Anywhere in the Bay Area will come. We're a mobile company. You book, we show up with everything. You don't have to do nothing. And so that's pretty much what we do. As far as our background, we were born and raised in San Francisco, California. We grew up in a Potrero Hill neighborhood, all of us. And so I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with Potrero Hill. And I'm sure you're familiar with the struggle and the violence and everything that goes on up there in Potrero Hill. And so We wanted to start this company because going through a lot of pain as a youth, we wanted to bring smiles, bring love, and bring happiness to the community. And so that's why we did this, and it's been wonderful. And then
Yeah, it's just it's a great way for the youth, even older people, to express their creativity, to let out, something that'll make them feel good. They can look back on it, they can take this canvas home with them, post it up on their wall.
We also give gifts to the people to let them know that they, you did a good job. And we do a lot of, we do events for everybody, for the elderly, for churches, and for little
adults,
kids,
teenagers. We do all kind of events. We come out and we just show love to everybody.
Wow, very, very phenomenal stuff. I want to know, because see, I got y'all flyer, right? See, this is what I'm talking about. See, reciprocity, y'all. See, I see them at the event. I said, hey, I want to come on and help support y'all. When we get our funding all the way straight,
we appreciate it.
We're gonna throw both sides of the conversation, sipping paint party. We're gonna do that, okay? So I promise y'all, as soon as these folks out here get behind us and support us, we're gonna get all of our staff, all of our community. We're gonna come out and paint it up. But in the meantime, we will send y'all a donation. I will do it personally, because again, I believe in reciprocity.
No, we want to send y'all donations.
Y'all listen. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. I'm talking about y'all, right? Because I think this is powerful. See, y'all coming on here tonight, one is a big thing, because one is showing sister unity. And y'all know in our Black and brown community, sometimes as families, we can't get along, and it's sad, but it's true, right? Just like some of our organizations, sometimes like our leaders, we just can't get it right. But I think y'all have the right motto, and that's why I wanted to get y'all on here. Beautiful sisters working together to build something. And I think community, we should get behind them. And this is what I'm trying to teach our community. And I only can lead and do it, right? I ain't a billionaire, but if I was, I'd make sure that all the community events have you all there. But
and we appreciate you.
We definitely do. You had a beautiful setup out there. And I am a true believer in mental health wellness, right? And I'm a big mental health advocate here on this platform. Everybody that watches this regularly knows when it comes to mental health, I'm very big about how do we get it in our community. And I think doing this with art and painting is one way that we can do it. I saw the young people that was sitting over at y'all booth, relaxed, not running around while other kids was running around. Arts and painting does something to the mind. It calms us. And I'm always going to advocate whatever way the wellness happens for individuals. I'm all for it, right? It's arts and things of that nature. Sometimes it's dancing, football, whatever it is to get our kids that I'm always going to support that. But go ahead.
Before we end this, we wanted to say that we wanted to extend the olive branch to you guys, both sides of the conversation, to reach out to us if you need us to come out and support you. And it wouldn't be at any cost, and it would just be come out to support the community. And like you said, all of these things really do make a difference. All of these things do help with mental health and things like that. And so we wanted to give you guys that opportunity to reach out to us, and if you need us, like, definitely. And then this is an amazing platform. I'm not happy to see that you guys are about to go down for a while, but we appreciate you guys for inviting us and having us come on to talk about our business and what we do. And but we want I don't want to see this
so I told y'all not to do that, but y'all want to do it, so y'all want to support.
I don't want this to go.
So this is what we're going to do then. Since y'all asked, we're going to have an event. Okay, East Oakland Collective, and both sides of the conversation, we're presenting both sides of the bay family skate party in Oakland at the Oakland Skate Rink. Okay, that's November 13th from 3 to 6 p.m. So I want to see if y'all could come out there. So for the kids that can't skate, we're going to have all these families out here. We're bringing both sides of the bay.
We got you.
Okay? Yes. Y'all can come set up. So I'm going to connect with y'all offline.
Yes, please do.
Set that up. And I'm going to have you come to our meeting, and we're going to sit down and we're going to figure out how we're going to bring sip and paint to the thing. But we will make the community.
But it don't also have to be a sip. It could just be a paint.
Whatever you want to call it. I want to call it Mental Health and Welling Day, okay?
Okay, there we go.
Mental Health Welling in conjunction with our Skate Family Day. We'll get our families to sit down and do some artwork with our community, but we'll figure out a way how we can get our sponsors. We're going to put up a GoFundMe. Community, this event is going to be important. Now, y'all see, we're going to have sip and paint out there, and we're going to make sure that our canvases are paid for, the paint is paid for, so our young people can go out there and relax as we bring our families together. All right. So now y'all open it up. I'm going to call y'all. We're going to put this together. All right.
Please
Sip and paint, November 13th. East Oakland Skate Ring.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, thank y'all for coming on. Continue to keep that sister love, and we're going to continue to promote y'all business here at both sides of the conversation. All right.
All right.
Thank you. And whatever y'all cooking, make sure y'all save me a plate. Y'all know black folks need a plate. All right. Have a good one. All right. With that being said, we're moving along. As I told y'all, we have a full house tonight, so I'm trying to get through everybody. Be patient, community. We got some phenomenal hidden gems. With that being said, we're going to bring up Miss Catherine from College Track, another educational program that is very impactful in our community. I just asked her before the show, are y'all open yet? Because I always drive by and it looks like it's closed, but they are open. Miss Catherine, welcome to Both Sides of the Conversation, Hidden Gem. I done met you at a number of community events. I love when you're a woman of your word. You said, I will come on. I got to figure out a time, but I'm coming. And you called us before we closed down, so I'm happy, because if we would have shut it down and didn't get you here, I'd have been upset. But welcome to Both Sides of the Conversation.
Thank you so much. I'm so thrilled to be here. Your energy is infectious, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share College Track with the community. College Track is a national organization. We are a college completion program. I want to emphasize that word, completion. It all started in Palo Alto in 1997 when co-founder Lorene Jobs saw a need in the community and decided to open the first site in East Palo Alto. Soon to follow was San Francisco in 2007 with Omar Butler, the founding site director. And he is an amazing human being who still impacts the community. He grew up in the community, and he set San Francisco on a trajectory of success that I am inspired by and hope to emulate. So we have 12 sites now across the country, from DC to NOLA to Denver, LA region, but the Bay Area is where it all started. And San Francisco is an exciting site. And like John said, we are open. We have young people in the building. We are thriving, and we are looking to increase our population specifically for the amazing, powerful young people in the Bayview Hunters Point area. So our mission, College Track mission, is to equip our students who confront the systemic barriers that prevent them from earning a bachelor's degree. We focus and enjoying a life of social mobility, right? To have options, to have choices, to use their power to dictate the future of their own lives. We focus on students of color and from low-income communities who will be the first in their family to graduate from college. Our students are powerful. We support them embracing their power so they can use it to have that opportunity and choice, which every human deserves that right. We know that the system is stacked against people of color, and institutional white supremacy must be disrupted and dismantled. And College Track does the work to open doors, to provide access, right? We know that students who enter college from low-income communities have a very low graduation rate. Only 1 in 5 reaches the end goal of having that bachelor's degree. College Track doubles that graduation rate. We are continually pushing to increase, but we don't only outpace the national graduation rate for our students that we serve, but also our employment rate after students graduate with their bachelor's degree. Within 6 months, 79% of our young people, of our scholars, of our amazing students are employed. And let's see, I think that the national graduation rate is 64%. So we outpace them there. This work is essential. Educational equity is a key driver of economic and racial equality. Our main motivation is to support scholars who have been denied equal access to education. We want to see them improve their lives, make their own choices, and have self-efficacy. And in California, the trend for jobs by 2030 is that 40% of jobs added in California by 2030 will require at least a bachelor's degree. So our work is to use influence, use access to hold open, push open. And I kind of think of it like we're a spotter, because these children are powerful, powerful individuals who have just been denied access. And so I think of ourselves as spotters. Yep, this is the way. All right, in case they reach a barrier that they don't know how to get over, we work with them and their families to help them get over that and how to navigate these very difficult institutions that were built for people like me and not for people of color. And we want to change that. I personally, it's my mission in life to disrupt and dismantle institutional white supremacy in the education system. So College Track has, hey, John, College Track has amazing partners, amazing corporate partners that offer internships to our young people. Google, Salesforce, the Golden State Warriors. We have children all over the country supported by these great internships. My priority, and I want to say this clearly, I want students from this community. They are powerful. We want to provide the access. We commit for 10 years to our youth, and in turn, they have to commit to us. This is deeply personal work for both us, but the families. We do not dictate or push the students in one direction, except you're going to graduate from college. That's a non-negotiable. That's happening. We already know that. All right. But we want them to experience and be able to learn themselves and be able to navigate the difficult systems that are placed in front of them. We provide financial, like when I was a kid, I wanted to get paid for my grades. I got ice cream cones. My friends got $20 per A. We actually pay our students for good grades and excellent attendance. They have the opportunity, if they start with us in 9th grade, to earn up to $5,600 just by showing up and keeping their grades up. So our programming begins in 9th grade. And the 9th grade program, it focuses on not only the academic preparation and the college readiness, but it really is exploration of self. Who am I as an individual? What am I passionate about? What have I not been exposed to? And we have so many amazing, strong partners in the community. The San Francisco Conservation Corps, Community Music Center, Me Water, the 3rd Street Youth Clinic, all these amazing, amazing humans that have the same mission as us to support and lift up the communities have been denied access. I do want to acknowledge 2 community-based organizations that have helped me personally since I've been brought onto the team at College Track. Be Magic, I don't know if you're familiar with Be Magic, is an amazing program. Lislyn Lacoste is an amazing and powerful advocate for our youth. And Mrs. Swig with the Bayview Alliance, who connected me with amazing people who are focused on the same thing that we are, is uplifting and promoting the success of our youth in this community. So back to the programming. In 11th and 12th grade, we offer not only the extracurriculars and all the fun stuff, but we also really get down to the work. We have so much preparation for college, choosing college, applying for financial aid, all of those really difficult tasks we lead the families through. And once our students matriculate, we don't leave them behind. We're still with them. In fact, we assign them a one-on-one mentor and a college completion advisor who can help them maintain, supports their wellness, because COVID, John, it really impacted our college students. Persistent hopelessness and the suicide rates of attempts and completions nationwide have increased, and we work to support our students. And I know I can say with confidence that our college completion advisors, not only at San Francisco, but across the country, have supported our college students in the most difficult time that many of them have gone through, and have helped them just, even if they're barely hanging on, they're still hanging on. And now that we're getting out of it, they're working to get them re-engaged, take more classes. And so it's a very personal work. It's built on relationships, because, relationships are everything, right? And we prioritize that. So we have 600 alumni. Once students graduate college, they are not left behind either. Once College Track, you are always College Track. We have an alumni network, a very active network that they can be involved in for the rest of their lives. Access to jobs and employment and support system. So I want to say we are actively recruiting right now. We want the children from this neighborhood. We're actively recruiting the 9th grade, current 9th graders, and current 10th graders to start programming in the spring, which is February. But even those of you in the community who have younger students, younger children, bring them by, show them the site. Let's get a conversation about college going right away, because they can do it. They have it inside them. They're on that trajectory. We're just going to hold those doors open, push those doors open, and provide access. So we're on 3rd and Gerald. It's a beautiful building. And John, you got to come by. Got to see how we can work together and make both sides of the conversation continue to grow and be in the community, because it's such a valuable resource. My email is on my nameplate. It'll come up, and you can see our websites. We also have a specific recruitment website that I'm not sure I can post into the link, but if you email me, I can provide that. And if you have trouble with the application or just want information, I'm here. I'm here in service to the community, and we have to do it together, because nobody stands alone. No person gets to the top of the mountain without a ton of support. And it brings me joy to be a small part in the success of children who have so much power but have lacked access. So, John, I really appreciate Nate. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, no problem. I mean, thank you for coming on tonight. You know, College Track has been a phenomenal pillar of the community. There's many days we've drove by and seen all the kids graduating, and my brother Omar used to be a big part of that program. So I know the work that you all are doing. Very phenomenal, powerful stuff. Recruitment is very important. Community, especially my folks in D10. If you live in D10, bring our young people down here. We need to improve in our education. We want to make sure that that equity that she's talking about we have in our community. So for families in the community, they are recruiting now. The information is up on the screen, collegetrack.org. Check them out. Get our 9th graders in College Track so they can start getting ready for college and getting them ready to make some phenomenal things happen in our community. We need that. We know every kid ain't college ready, but the ones that are, we want to get them there. And the ones that's not, we got to get them in vocational schools. We got to get them in something. We cannot let our young people down as the workforce is changing. So very, very powerful stuff. And again, thank you for talking about your space, as we will be wrapping up as we getting close with our both sides of the conversation mentor program, and maybe we could do some type of collaboration and mentor the kids as well, because I think mentor is big in our community. Some people don't really understand the value of mentorship. But when you have young people and you're teaching them how to tie ties, and you're teaching them how to put on the suit, and you're teaching them how to shake each other's hands and sit up and engage. It's very important stuff that people just don't think about a lot of times, but very powerful stuff. Nate, I see you want to go in there and say something.
No, but you know, John, a lot of people, they talk the talk and don't say what they mean, and they promote themselves. But I tell you, my son is a testament and a product of College Track, and I can say nothing but my appreciation for College Track. Not only it saved me a lot of money, but, but it really helped shape him to a young, independent young man. He's a junior now at Chico State. I mean, I give all my props to College Track. You guys, there's no way in the world I could teach him anything past 10th grade, 9th grade. And you guys got him prepared. And you guys, all the things you said, you guys deliver on. And I am very appreciative of College Track. Thank you,
sir.
Wait a second, Katie. There you have it. You don't even have to put a video up. Live testimonial right there from Nate Ford. That's how we do. All y'all that think it's no impact, right? When y'all think these programs don't impact our community, you got a live testimonial right there from Nate Ford. This is the impact that we're talking about. When great organizations work together, our community is impacted, and that's why leadership is so important. Okay, community, if you didn't hear nothing else, Nate Ford told you it works. So again, we got to support, get our young people in here so that your kid can be ready for college. Thank you, Kate, for giving up your time. Catherine, I'm sorry. Katie's still in my head. Catherine, I appreciate you. I'll definitely be stopping by. What is the hour that you all are open? When it was the hours?
We are here from 11 to 7, and students come. It's an after-school program. Students come around 4:30, and we start programming at 4:40. But
right.
Joe, you are welcome to come by anytime.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up on you now. You know I'm gonna pull up on you. Now I'm a man of my word. I'm gonna pull up, come check y'all out, see what's going on, and make sure we have a conversation to see in the future if we could do some kind of something. And I really appreciate you for just being humble enough to just say, hey, if there's some space here that we can use, because definitely at both sides of the conversation, our mentor program is very, very endearing and important to my heart. I do a lot of reentry work at the San Francisco Juvenile Hall. My young people, I want to make sure that they get any type of resource to improve their lives and their lifestyle. So thank you very much. You will be seeing me. I'll be knocking on the door with my both sides of the conversation hat. So just say, there you go.
I can't wait. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And I'm serious. Come on by. And any organization that wants to partner with College Track, like I said, stronger together, stole that from the Giants, but we can do this together. We'll achieve, we'll go further, faster, farther, all that good stuff.
Phenomenal stuff. Thank you for being patient, holding in. We'll see you soon. I'll be reaching out to you. Not a hidden gym no more. Now the community knows. Come down. They're taking kids. Bring your kids down there. Come check out the site and let's get them ready for college. Thank you very much. We'll be seeing you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, community. With that being said, Brother Troy Henry's been waiting patiently. He's coming in here to talk about the stuff that Goodwill is doing to impact our community. Brother Troy, let them know what's going on with all the work you all are doing, and we'll go ahead and get your information up there on the screen.
Man, thanks for having us on tonight. I'm just blown away at the quality of folks that are coming on. A couple of the last who talked about college. Not everybody's college bound. Some people need something just one to get back into the workforce. Goodwill has always been a second chance employer. They've hired me. I got into the reentry field out of need. I am somebody who has a background in the criminal justice system, and I couldn't get a job, and that was like, God, 100 years ago. Anyhow, when I came to Goodwill back in 2007, we started the Reentry Navigator, and that was to help people in the reentry that were reentering the workforce figure out the system, because no one would work with folks in reentry. There was literally one agency, and that was California Service League, and they did a great job, but they weren't for everyone. So again, Goodwill had always worked with reentry, but we wanted to open the door and get employers focused. Hey, Mary, how you doing? And so we now run our reentry services out of the CASC, the Community Assessment and Service Center, under probation. We also have our comprehensive job center at 750 Post. At both places, you will come in, you'll do an orientation, we'll do a quick assessment to find out who you are, and then the goal is to try to find, well, let me back up. We also believe in what we call the ABCs of workforce. We help somebody find a job. Once they get situated in that job and get a little, set up, then what we try to do is help them find a better job that leads to career. So in all, the hope is that somebody stays with us over time. And when those jobs that help somebody move up come around, those are the folks that we look at. Somebody who has showed up and suited up and showed up to the job and has done an amazing job. And we love to help them promote either by training or by that next opportunity. Right now, we have different hiring events that happen probably twice a week. We call them employer spotlights. Like this Thursday, we have Good Eggs. They are out of the East Bay, but they have a hell of a opportunities there. Very fast growing company. Next week on the 28th, we have Recology that are going to come in and talk about all their opportunities. On the 28th as well, we have Nordstrom's Rack. They're in dire need of people. And next month, we have even more employers. If you are interested in an opportunity, definitely shoot me an email and I'll get you on our mailing list. And you'll see everything that comes out on a weekly basis. If you're looking for services, definitely come into our office at 750 Post any day, but preferably Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 o'clock. That way you go through orientation and we will do an intake with you at that time. Definitely bring your 2 forms of ID. That way we can make sure that if there's anything else you need to get situated, we can help you. Now, one of the things that we have through our community jobs or comprehensive job center is they called it WIOA Services, Workforce Investment Opportunity Act. If per se you want to get a certificate, go through and get a certificate program like a phlebotomist or a truck driver, you come in, we will do the research with you, make sure it's something that you truly want to do. And the city and county of San Francisco through the WIOA program will pay up to $6,000 towards a training, certificate training program. But there's trainings and a whole lot of other stuff. If you are on unemployment and you want to get, might as well, while you're not working, upgrade your skills. We can help with that. And that'll also help extend your unemployment benefits to help support you while you're looking for a job. We also have many different partners. So you may come to us, but you may not stay with us. We will hopefully find the right place for you, whether that's working with an amazing organization out in the Bayview YCD or the Success Centers or, Hospitality House or Faces, that I'm sure there's a whole lot more. But we try to assess what you're looking for and what you want to do short and long term, and then come up with a plan with you. Now, I'll just be real honest. We're not a placement agency. So we call it shared responsibility. You do something and we do something. So some of that will be that there will be a job search strategy, but you'll be working with your career advisor and coming up with a plan. Am I back?
Yeah, I like that statement because I think that's phenomenal. What we're trying to do, we do something, you do something, community.
That's the way it is. It's we will. The whole thing is to stay in contact with us even after you get that job, because when those incredible opportunities come, I don't want to just put somebody who hasn't worked in months. I want to put somebody who has shown that they're ready for that opportunity, because at the end of the day, if I'm going to put my name on you, you got to make sure that you're going to follow through, suit up and show up and be a good worker. If you're having problems, I mean, you're talking to somebody right now, Troy. I went through a part of my life where I went through 7 jobs in 1 year. And did I say that was not being successful? No. I said those were opportunities that just weren't the right opportunities for me. So it's all about how you look at what you're going for in life. But definitely, if you're looking for jobs or a career, come by Goodwill. We will definitely help you.
Wow, thank you very much. Phenomenal program. I know a number of people that have went through that program and gained employment. So thank you all for all you do, especially for reentry, as our folks are coming back in the community. And you all do a lot to support those folks to make sure they get employment, to help keep our folks out. So thank you, Troy. We'll make sure that we get this information out to the community. Please email me any of those flyers that you have for upcoming events so that we could get them out to our community to make sure that our folks show up for these job fairs and for some of these resources that you all have. Just get them out to us and we'll blast them out to the community.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for hanging in there. We appreciate you. You ain't a hidden gem, and I'll definitely be connecting with you. So if someone calls, we can make sure that we connect them with the right folks. All right.
Thanks up.
All right. Thank you, Troy. All right, with that being said, we got our final guest tonight, our Dream Keepers. You want to know about a little bit about the Fillmo? The Fillmo Jazz Ambassadors are here. Dream Keeper Initiative. We're going to bring up Lance Burton. We're going to bring up Charles Dixon and Darlene Roberts. And they're going to talk about the Fillmore Jazz Ambassadors and what they're doing with the Dream Keeper Initiative, how they're going to be impacting the community. This is some great information. Happy to have you all here. Sorry for the wait. We had a full night tonight. And look at
Fillmore in the building.
Yes, I'm talking about Miss Darlene looking so beautiful tonight. She talking about, I don't want to be on the screen, John Henry. You're looking amazing tonight, Miss Darlene. All right, you got to unmute yourself. Y'all got to unmute yourself. Lance and Charles, y'all got to unmute yourself. Uh-oh, let's see if I can help y'all. Somebody is unmuted. Let's see, is that Nate? Nate, we got to get somebody.
I'm unmuted.
Okay, we can hear y'all now. Go ahead and tell the people who y'all are, what y'all doing for the Dreamkeeper Initiative, how y'all keeping the Fillmore Jazz going. You know, let us know what's going on over there in the Fillmore.
Oh yeah, we definitely keeping Fillmore Jazz going. My name is Darlene Roberts. I'm founder and CEO of Fillmore Jazz Ambassadors. It's a 501c3 nonprofit tax-exempt organizations, and we are jazz historians and jazz musicians. Actually, we are very honored to announce that we are grantees of Human Rights Commission's Dream Keepers Initiative, and we will be serving as storytellers to produce a documentary showcasing our commemorative tribute to 150 years of jazz history in San Francisco. I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, and after graduation, I came to San Francisco for college, and I've lived here for over 50 years. That's all you need to know. I would love to introduce my super deluxe intelligent board of directors. And it's going to be Lance Burt. I only brought two. There are a little more, but I think a couple couldn't show up. I've got Lance Burton, who is Vice President of International Communications. I've got Charles Dixon, who is Vice President of Production Development, and he's also our grant writer. Dr. David Hardiman, our musical director, was not able to attend because his son's going to be 59 years old today. So we're going to start with Lance Burton, whose concept is the 150 years of jazz history in San Francisco. Lance. Oh, unmute yourself. You got to unmute. My genius needs to unmute.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Lance.
He's a tech too. He's a tech and he can't. He's not unmuted. Come on, Lance.
You got to turn your volume up or something. We're not hearing you.
Oh dear.
We can't hear you, Lance. We don't know if you got to turn your volume up or something. We can't hear you. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Hey, Lance, could you log out and log back in? Maybe try that. Try to log out and log back in. And
why don't we go to Dixon? Let's go to Dixon. Yeah. And then Lance will be back. Mr. Charles Dixon.
Pleased to meet you. I had my script prepared to go after Lance, but I guess I can go first. I wanted to thank Darlene and Lance for having me as part of this remote today. I've lived in San Francisco for over 25 years and lived in the Fillmore for approximately 21 years. I'm a transplant from Philadelphia and I love jazz music. In fact, Lee Morgan grew up in my neighborhood. When I grew up, if you were considered cool, you listened to jazz in addition to rock and roll. In addition to serving as FJA's board member, I own and manage a consulting and a design company. The overall Dixon and Associates, Dixon Design. The overall goals of FJA are to attempt to educate current and next generation of musicians and music lovers of the historical influence of jazz and the impact of jazz by promoting local jazz musicians and venues and honoring the historical role regional urban centers such as Fillmore have played in the growth, validation, and popularity of jazz music. Our goals are exemplified by our current grants and programs. One, the Dreamkeeper program, which Lance, I hope, will be able to discuss in a few minutes. An after-school pilot jazz music program that we're about to launch for underserved youth in grades 4 to 6 in partnership with the San Francisco Unified School District. And third is a series of outdoor jazz events and concerts to bring more people into the sphere of jazz and expand the understanding of Fillmore's relationship to the early growth of Bay Area jazz music. So these are the fundamental goals of the program and also the grants we have in place right now. And I think that for a 2-year organization, we've done a tremendous job of really developing to the point where we're ready to become not a small voice, but a big voice in the community. I'll take you back to Darlene or Lance.
We got brother Lance back. Let's see if we got him. Lance, can we hear you, Lance? You there, Lance? Can we hear you? Say something, Lance.
I don't know if anybody can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can hear you now. We can hear you now. I was
No?
about to say,
Are you able to hear me? Because I can't hear you guys. If you are able to hear me, thank goodness. I am Lance Burton. I am the proprietor of Planet Fillmore Communications. I see I have the full screen, so I guess you are able to hear me. Oh, great. All right. So, as I say, I am the proprietor of Planet Fillmore. Planet Fillmore Communications is an inspiration that I took coming off the streets of San Francisco in the Fillmore as I grew up there at a time when in the 50s and 60s when it was a spectacular place to be. And of course, everyone showed up in Fillmore and Fillmore was the place that attracted everyone from not only San Francisco, but from the East Bay as well. Oakland, Berkeley, Chico. Someone mentioned Chico a little earlier. A lot of people don't realize that there were a lot of African-American people up in Chico during the late 1800s or so. I talk about 150 years of jazz, not so much as jazz being the music that was played as far back as the 1850s. Of course, the saxophone was only invented in the 1840s, but I talk about it in such a way that it's a metaphor for the journey, the struggle, the challenges that African-American people have had since enslavement of Africans to the emancipation of Negroes, to the segregation of colored people, to the liberation of Black folks, and to the affirmation of African Americans. And I like to go back to a time when a lot of people.
Oh, we lost you. You got to unmute yourself. We lost you, Lance. You got to unmute yourself.
Why? How did that happen, though?
I don't know. He got to unmute himself. Unmute yourself. You got to unmute yourself again, Lance. Something happened. You got to unmute yourself. Try it again, Lance. Try it again. Try to unmute yourself. That's all right. Hang in there. Come on, Lance. You play them instruments. You got to play get that voice. Come on, man. We got to get that voice. It was getting good.
Lance is a college professor. So and a technician. I know he can figure this out.
Yeah, I wonder is he on a cell phone or a tablet?
He said, I have a Mac and so does he. That was the heart. I'll come back another time, Darlene. Tell them about the 24th. Oh, he's frustrated.
Well, we're sorry that he's messed up, but Darlene, tell about the 24th, and I got to ask a question. Man, I wanted to hear what this brother was talking about.
I did too, because he's the one that created this. So we have been around since 2019, and that the organization got started when I wanted to make a change from my job. So I saved my money and I came up with a concept and I came up with an idea for 1 year. I didn't know you needed more than a year, but I knew my money wouldn't last beyond that year. And the good thing that happened is God blessed all my prayers, every last one of them, and has kept me going all this time. And how I was able to manage and maintain as my fiscal agent, Parents of Success, Renaissance Parents of Success. And once we got picked up, we started getting all kinds of support. One of the things we're doing is on the 24th, we thought. It might be raining, so we've changed the date of the event to Sunday the 31st, Halloween. And we're praying that it won't rain. And what we do is now we're doing our concerts outside. And we're collaborating with a man by the name of Omar, who has a sound van. So we can pop up on a street, have our musicians plug into the van, and the sound comes out for blocks and blocks, and it's pure sound. No electrical outlets, no cords to trip over, no liability insurance. Everybody loves it. We are getting picked up by merchants associations. We're playing for the outdoor diners. It's crazy how, and I weigh 100 pounds. Trust me, before this started, I was much bigger. And don't laugh. Don't you laugh.
I think I can hear Lance moving around in the background. Say something, Lance. Let me see if I can hear you.
Not a word.
Lance, say something, Lance.
Can you hear us? Oh, he can't even hear us.
He can't hear.
Wow.
I heard him moving around. I don't know what's going on with his microphone. But this is phenomenal, what you all are doing.
One thing that really important that we need to talk about is we got a grant through the city, through the arts, through District 5 and the Arts Commission to go into the public schools. We have a pilot program where we can go into the public schools, and it'll be an after-school program to teach kids how to write, read, and play jazz, play music. We're going to start them off with music.
Can't believe.
Oh, you're on, Lance. Can you hear me? Don't curse.
It's okay. This is both sides of the conversation. As you know, we keep it authentic. But what I wanted to say was, I'm happy that you brought up the mentioning of bringing this type of programming back into our schools.
Yeah,
I'm very happy to hear that because I learned how to play the clarinet, the flute, and the trombone in middle school at San Francisco Unified School District, and those programs went away. By the time I got to high school, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was the funding, but we didn't have it anymore. And I really like holding that big old trombone when I was blowing around the school.
We're trying to do it again because what Mr. Dixon and I discovered is that our kids, 60% of our kids is learning below grade level, and it's not acceptable. It's terrifying. And our kids, we're not investing in our own kids. So we're using that tiny little bit of money for a pilot program, and we're looking for more. I know we do also have access to more money to give more jazz concerts, and then all of them are free. The last one we had, the last big ones that we had were at the African American Art and Culture Complex. We had two jazz events.
I don't know if that'll work.
Lance, you're on. Lance. So with that money that we're going to get for this year and next year, we're going to put on another couple of jazz festivals. We're looking at paying tribute to San Francisco Black trailblazers, and so we've got money to. We are expecting to get our grant money to do more next year, fiscal year June 26th, and the following year. So we want to honor our elderly jazz historians before anything else happens. We want to make sure that they know they're appreciated.
Wow, that's phenomenal. Hey, Charles, I don't know if he was talking to you through the phone. We heard him. Tell him he could talk through the phone and you could do it that way.
That's what I'm trying to do right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so
we can hear you.
Are you hearing me, Dixon?
Yeah, we can hear you.
And I see John is waving his hands up. I don't know if that means that he can hear me.
He can hear you.
That's a thumbs up. Okay. So what I'm saying is that, of course, we migrants here after the war. My granddad got here as he was discharged from the Navy just after the war and moved into Fillmore over on Ellis, what is now King Garvey Square. But at the time in 1957, I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas, and I lived less than a mile away from Central High. And at the time of September of 1957, I was entering the first grade, and the kids were being escorted into Central High at that same time. Well, my granddad left here, came down, picked us up, his son, daughter, and me and my younger brother, and brought us to Ellison Steiner, what was actually Ellison Bourbon. Bourbon doesn't exist anymore. It was a little one-block alley that ran between Ellison and Eddy Street. But we were right there in the middle of the Fillmore, and it was like an exciting, Little Rock was a city, but it wasn't San Francisco, and it didn't have like black people that were walking around with what appeared to be, and I call it liberty, because, we had a chance to like do things that we hadn't done before in the South. But I'll tell you, the people that set that up were the black folks who had gotten here during the 1850s, the 1860s, 1870s. Those black folks who many of us aren't aware of what was Happy Valley. Happy Valley was Montgomery Street from Pacific Avenue down to basically Folsom Street. New Montgomery Street. Black folks lived, worked, had businesses in that area. Black folks, the first library was started by a black woman. The first public school was opened by a black man. There was cleaners. There were like shoe stores. There were, of course, we had all the menial task jobs as well. We delivered, but we had it going on at that point. There weren't more than 3,000 of us in San Francisco, but you wouldn't believe how many black folks there were in Oakland and Berkeley and the hills of El Cerrito and so on. But the story that we're telling here of 150 years, again, is that journey, that challenge, that struggle, whether it was, as I say, as enslaved Africans, as emancipated black folks coming into Reconstruction, as colored black folks during the segregated period, we couldn't go into certain places, whether it was the affirmation of becoming African Americans or just being Americans and being able to share inclusively the respect that we should get for the contributions that we've made over in economics and politics and spirituality. All of that is part of like the jazz landscape. And I say that jazz because as a metaphor for what is liberty. We know we've got freedom. We've had freedom since emancipation, and some black folks even before then. But it's the liberty that we come for, and we tip lightly about liberty because liberty has gotten us in trouble over the course of time. But the liberty is what we want, the opportunity to do what we want freely. And that's what jazz musicians brought to the table, the ability to step outside the lines of the music, take that improvisational solo, and do what you felt was in your heart and your spirit and your soul. And that is jazz. And we want to commemorate, of course, all of the great jazz musicians that came through San Francisco. Blues was a big thing. Holland, Muddy Waters, Lightning Hopkins, you name them. They were here, McCracklin, but everybody came through here, whether it was Fletcher Henderson, your boy Uh, I'm aging. I'm 70 years old. I'm starting to age, and some of those things don't. The
Tell them about the
don't
Jazz
pop like they once
Ambassadors.
did. But we're talking about. I'm gonna skip him because his name won't come to me right now. But we're talking about Ella, Sarah, Dinah Washington. We're talking about the Dizzy Bird. We're talking about all these cats that came through here, and the folks that came through, you know, looked like $1 million. But the people who lived here at that time during the 40s and 50s and 60s looked like $1 million. So you didn't know the difference whether you were seeing Duke Ellington or whether you were seeing Billy Eckstein or you were seeing someone who was the owner of a tailor shop like Mr. Holly or any of the folks who ran some of the parlors around town. Anyway, it was an exciting time. Jazz at Bop City attracted everybody in the late night hours. And it was just, you know, if you hadn't seen it, you wouldn't believe it. And that's the story. And we are honoring that with the Fillmore Jazz Ambassadors. And Darlene, I have to give her props because she stepped up and she's pulled it together. And along with Dr. Hardiman, and I call him Dr. Dixon. You know, doctors are people that you can count on to get things done. And not everybody is conferred the title of doctor. But I conferred the title of doctor to Mr. Dixon because he's been a long-time community advocate and he gets things done. And he's Dr. Dixon to me, regardless of what he tells you. He may not fulfill a prescription, but he gets things done. Thank you, John, for having your program. I'm embarrassed because I'm a TV person, and you'll notice I put my website, planetfillmore.tv. I've been doing this a long time, and for me not to have the audio work, we keep it rolling, brother. Hey, listen, I'll be shooting some support your way, man, because this is a dynamite platform that you discovered and put together. You and your crew are doing a dynamite job. I appreciate what you got.
Amen.
Hey, man, we appreciate you, brother, and thank you. And, you know, like I said, we're not down and out. We'll get back as support and things come in. We're going to definitely keep our platform. Again, we're going to take some time to rebuild and do some things, but we ain't letting this go away because we know we need Black media in our community. And it's time to continue to get behind and get those resources. I ain't going to cry about it. I ain't going to lay down. We're going to figure out a way to get some foundations, get some support. We got amazing things happening in our community. And what a phenomenal thing that you all are putting to right here in our community. We have to have this historic information to come in our community. And I'm just happy that with you, Darlene, and the Jazz, Fillmore Jazz ambassadors are doing. I think this is very powerful. I love music. I love instruments. When the tensions are high, when things are happening, if you just listen to those instruments, man, there's something about instruments and that music, it just brings you down to peace. And when you have a voice like Darlene, she can just make everything count. She got that calm jazz voice.
But what I just want to say, oh, that's so kind of you. What I wanted to say is we used the jazz ambassadors, the original jazz ambassadors that were in the Fillmore recruiting people from our area. So what I discovered after looking up the jazz ambassadors and how they were started, I discovered that Louis Armstrong used a blue note instead of a bullet to win a Cold War back in the 50s. That's what jazz was used for all across the country. That's how it grew all across the country because they used our jazz musicians to send them all over the world when it was Cold War going on and communism was growing. And Louis Armstrong and those jazz ambassadors used a blue note instead of a bullet to fight a war.
Wow, phenomenal information, that historic value community. This is another part of the arts, as y'all heard earlier. Sometimes in our community is different ways that we can attach to our wellness and healing. And sometimes the music, if you haven't heard jazz, adults of the community, play some jazz for a little baby before they go to sleep. Play some of that music before some of your young folks go to class to calm them down. It's something about instruments. I don't know. I used to play the trombone. I used to play the flute and the clarinet. I'm telling you, I used to be bad, but they took it away. They took it out of our schools. I wish I could have got that. I might have been on the street corners or something playing a clarinet, but jazz is very powerful, very moving music. So thank you all for what you're doing as Dream Keepers. We want to thank our mayor. We want to thank Shaman Walton and our great director, Dr. Davis, for believing in the arts, believing in this Dream Keeper initiative, making sure that our community get the historic values as well instituted and making sure that it's integrated in our schools. Phenomenal job that you all are doing. I can't wait to come to an event because I love to listen to that music. This past weekend we was at Rodney's event. You want to talk about some talented folks. Okay, that was a phenomenal gig that Rodney did. Very epic. That Roots Festival at the Broward Theater was on point, on top. So shout out to Rodney, and just shout out to Director Davis, because you see what this theater and this art does to our community. It empowers and it impacts our community. So thank you all for what you're doing. Please, Darlene, send us over the flyers when y'all have an event. We don't need no power to hear some real instruments. We just need some lungs. You got to get them lungs right so that we can blow them horns and get those instruments going for the community. But we are very happy that you all are working on that part of the storytelling for community. We have to also enrich our young people with the historic values, and then we have to uplift our young people to take what historically took place and modernize it today and make music that we have never heard before. So I'm just excited to see a show. Y'all, please let me know. And Dr. Charles Burke, I'm just happy to see you here. I've been on a lot of Mega Black calls, and I hear that voice. And you have a real powerful voice, and I hear it. And I thank you for being one of the elders and one of the pillars of the community that's always advocating and fighting for things to change and making sure that people are accountable. I hear you, brother. I'll be on those calls. I'll be like, go on, doctor. Go on and say it.
Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate you giving us this opportunity. Bless you all for the work that you're doing. It's magnificent. We're happy to be a part of this.
Boy, that voice just gets you, huh, John?
Right. She almost like
it just got me. It just got me.
Is that Renelle? Is that Renelle from the
Yeah, she works it.
You should have been here earlier and heard a different side of my voice. I was trying to get on. It would have been a little different.
Well, we appreciate you, and Miss Darlene and Lance and Dr. Charles. Thank you for coming on. And I know you're not camera friendly, but you look amazing tonight. And your voice sounds good. So I thank you for coming on tonight to bless our community with the Fillmore Jazz Ambassadors. We're going to make sure that your information, we've already been running out, but we'll get it out there. But please send us over the flyers so that we can make sure that community comes out and support the event when you put it on, okay?
And our website is going to be updated as soon as possible, but it's not updated yet with the Dream Keepers information on it. So when you go on there, you won't see that yet.
Okay, no problem. We will continue to represent the Dream Keeper initiative here at both sides of the conversation. We're going to continue to support Director Davis and the work that she is doing. This is amazing work as we continue to change the narrative in San Francisco and tell these stories of some historic stuff that's taking place to impact our young people. Thank you all for coming on tonight. We appreciate you. The community now knows the Fillmore Jazz Ambassadors is coming to a theater near you. Woo-hoo. Please come out and support, and we'll be definitely supporting you here at both sides of the conversation. And thank you very much for coming on tonight.
Thank you. Thank
you.
All right. With that being said, my brother Nate is here. I don't want to let him get out the door without acknowledging the SF Rebels and the amazing work that the SF Rebels are doing with our young people. I am so proud of Nate in his junior draft that he's doing with the Warriors and for our young people. I know they had a phenomenal turnout, and I'm just excited because this weekend I'll be able to get out there and check them out, and hopefully I can do it a little bit on Saturday, but make sure that I get out there before I go to my daughter's graduation. And while I'm saying that, I want to give a huge shout out to my daughter in her class of 2021. They all going to be nurses graduating this weekend. Phenomenal journey to see my young daughter develop and do the things that she needs as a young mother, single mother, fighting through the obstacles. And she stuck through it. A lot of challenges, a lot of things took place, fighting through COVID, all kind of stuff. But she made it. So I'll be out there celebrating with her this weekend. So I just want to give a huge shout out to my baby girl, Nika Henry. I love you. I'm proud of you. And keep doing the things you do. Or you're going to make some things happen and change the world in our healthcare. So just appreciate that. And all of your fellow students in the class of 2021, nurses graduating, we are proud of you. And we want to continue to uplift greatness in our community. But Nate, I'm proud of you. I'll be out there, brother, supporting you because that is very important stuff that you all are doing. And, keeping our young people engaged and your leadership and your determination of making sure that our young people get the services that they need, the access, and making sure that our young people have an opportunity, and you always been fair and equitable with our community. So just want to uplift you because a lot of times, like these folks that are here from the Fillmore, Jazz Ambassador, as well as you, Nate, they don't get the recognition. So for folks watching, this is what this segment is about, highlighting our folks in the community that are doing amazing things to impact our community. And Nate's one of those pillars. So I wanted to make sure we did not get off the air without acknowledging the SF Rebels and the amazing work that they're doing. Shout out to Erica Scott and all of the team and all of the coaches that's always doing everything above and beyond to make sure our kids have a great experience. So just want to say thank you for all you've been watching. This has been a phenomenal show. And every time I have these type of shows, I get excited. And, it's sad that we have to turn our station off soon here. And we'll have a couple of more of these Hidden Gem segments. But again, to all the people out there listening, both sides of the conversation ain't going away. We just have to do some organizational things to keep this going. We got to get some paid staff. So we got to do some fundraising. We got to get some of these people to help support us. We're going to keep doing our work in the community. You'll see us out there. We'll be at Juvenile. We'll be out feeding those in need. We're going to continue to be at the events. We're going to make sure that we do our best in these times of change to make sure that the information gets to our community. And as we get the funding and the support, we'll get this thing back up and going, and we'll be out here blessing our community with information as always. So thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all this Thursday as we'll have another educational Thursday. And then this Sunday conversation, domestic violence awareness, is a powerful conversation that we're going to be having. That'll be our last Sunday conversation. We'll have another Hidden Gem segment and a couple of more of the educationals, and then we'll be tuning down on our programming. But to all of the folks out there, before y'all go run and tell the lie, we're not going anywhere. All of our sponsors, all of the commitments that we have for the community organizations who sponsor us, we will continue to hold those space. Our Dream Keepers will still have space here. We'll continue to do our part. But again, in these financial times, I know everybody's being impacted financially. I just cannot keep up the platform going the way it's going without getting the support that we need for paid staff and things to really give our community experience that we need. So again, all our folks out there who are supporting us, donors, if you know folks that want to support us, please reach out to us at both sides of the conversation at Gmail, our website, and support us. And we'll continue to support you all like we've been doing. And we appreciate you all. Share the information, and we'll get this thing back up and going. But in the meantime, we're going to fight to make sure the resources that we do have in place and the access that we do have, we'll make sure we continue to get that out to community. Thank you again, Fillmore Jazz Ambassadors, for being patient tonight. Sometimes you last, but sometimes the last before we go to sleep is the things that we need to hear. I wish y'all had a instrument tonight, because that would have been nice, but I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. We'll have an instrument or something that somebody could play, or maybe Miss Darlene to just use her voice to just calm us down and send us away. But thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all soon. Go ahead, Darlene.
No more Jazz Ambassadors out. Thank you.
All right. Everybody have a good evening. Continue to pray for us and we'll get through this. As I know our community is powerful and I know our reach is powerful and we'll get this thing back up and going. But in the meantime, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all here at both sides of the conversation and we're going to continue to impact and bless our community. We'll see you all this Thursday. Have a blessed evening.
Good night.